All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. That is Jack. I'm Conrad, and this is the 45. It's been a little while, but we are here for a Transfer Stupid, the Coutinho Bale Neymar edition. So 2 years on from his world record shattering transfer, Neymar seems to be agitating for a move back to Barcelona. And then you have Bale at Madrid, and you have Coutinho at Barcelona. That creates this goofy love triangle. And I think all these things have to resolve one way or another for each of those players who are unhappy
Yeah.
where they are to get where they need to
A
be.
lot of dominoes fall in these transfer windows. We saw it in his very first move. It obviously led to Ousmane Dembele making another huge move from Dortmund to Barcelona after Barcelona had a plethora
money.
of funds to spend on players. And ultimately, it's just seen that this transfer market spike because Bale set a
Vertical
record.
line from Pogba to Neymar.
Bale set a record transfer on his own after Ronaldo, only a few years after that, and now Neymar more than doubles that, and that just shows you the financial commitment that he is going to require wherever he does go. And I think that the way Bale and Coutinho are tied in, because Coutinho is obviously a forward at Barcelona, that would lead to be a lot of options, especially with Griezmann being signed.
11, yeah.
A lot of options would be there at Barcelona, which is why he would leave. But Bale is reportedly being offered as a asset, a make weight, because he makes
A really talented make weight.
he's obviously a supremely talented player like Neymar. Both of them have been a little bit injury prone over the last couple of years, and that's been the one downside to their ability to play because on the field, they're both supremely
No
talented
question.
players. And I think it'd be really interesting to see how that possible transfer could make it 90 million plus Bale
And
for
the,
Neymar.
the concern with Neymar, this is his injury history, courtesy of transfer market since 15-16. But if you just zone in on three very concerning injuries around his feet, 220 days lost due to the break, subsequent injury, and then just heading into the Copa America, he ruptures his ankle ligament.
Yeah.
So that's 2/3 of a year where your player is gone.
Ankle
At
injuries.
age 27, that's not good.
Ankle injuries are the most scary for football teams. We saw Marco van Basten won 5 Ballon d'Ors in the 1980s and 1990s. Was a supremely talented player, was regarded as one of the best of all time. Could be the greatest if he didn't have to retire
Yeah,
at 28.
28.
He had 3 ankle surgeries by that time. His is less extreme as Van Basten's, but it still raises concerns
You gotta
nonetheless.
wonder.
And so for Gareth Bale specifically, he needs to get out of Real Madrid. Neymar needs to get out of PSG. Neymar's been protesting the training. He wants to get a move out of there. And I think PSG have openly admitted he wants to leave or looking for a move out. We haven't received a concrete offer yet. And Gareth Bale, I mean, we saw these very vicious comments from Zidane.
Oh,
He needs to be out in 2 days. I mean, he wants him gone. And it's just a case of he doesn't fit tactically there anymore, even though he's a very, very talented player.
For whatever reason, Zidane has never liked him, even though he single-handedly won them
Yeah.
the 18 Champions League game.
Yeah.
I mean,
That bicycle kick is going to be a historic moment for him as a player and for Real Madrid as a club. And I think that he's been a historically very talented player for them. And I just think it makes sense for him to move on. United and Tottenham have rejected offers for them because they've been offering him out. It's not a case of we don't want to sell him. They've been offering him to teams, but United and Tottenham said apparently no, they don't want to pay his wages because the stumbling block ultimately for him, he makes £550,000 a week. A week. That'd be nice for a year for a lot of people. And so that just means that he wants similar wages to that, and not many clubs can afford that.
no, and he
PSG,
does
though,
fit well at PSG. I think his demeanor fits well there, and that's if he does go, it's going to unlock all kinds of other dominoes, like an Eriksen over to Real, or any of these other crazy things that could end up happening.
Exactly, yeah.
But who knows?
And another possible domino to fall would be Felipe Coutinho. He made a huge move from Liverpool to Barcelona.
Hasn't been able to play under the weight of that transfer.
Yeah.
140 million plus.
Yeah, it was a crazy amount of money for him. He's a very talented player, did not deserve that.
Mercurial. He'll play great for a run of 6 games, and then he disappears, and you don't know what the hell happened to him. And he's never really arrived at Barca.
What happened because of the Neymar transfer, everyone knew they had a ton of money, so they were going to milk it all out of them. And that just led to all of the transfers are now increasing where they're trying to milk as much out of the other clubs. And that's led to huge transfers. And I think Coutinho, he could go back to Liverpool, but this was all contingent again on Neymar. If Neymar goes to Real Madrid, Bale's leaving to PSG. If he's going to Barcelona, they'll have way too many options up top, and they're going to need to free up some money because they're already $500 million in debt.
I don't know how they do any of those transfer deals.
I don't know how they do
Unless
them
they
either.
just Liverpool forgives the remaining 80 million that they're owed and just takes him back.
That's what would have to be the easiest way for that to work, at least for Barcelona, because they just seem like they're very top heavy. They want to be a super exciting team, go just go all for it. But it just seems like that's not the right way to do it because they seem a little open at the back. They have a few issues in terms of depth. Jordi Alba, arguments on is he getting past it? But
they're
so
getting
I
a
think
little
there are
old.
more flaws in their side than up top. Messi, Suarez, and Griezmann will score you tons of goals. You have De Jong and Busquets and Arthur in the midfield. That's a fantastic front six. But they obviously want to push for more. They want to push for Neymar, reportedly. And I think that Coutinho is going to be one of those players that has to ultimately sacrifice if he decides to make the move to Barcelona.
And this is the triangle that's going to kick everything else off.
And it happened 2 years ago where it really kind of blew the transfer market up, and now the prices are at a height we've never seen before.
Yeah,
in 1990, Roberto Baggio broke the record for £11 million. That seems like a transfer for a very small player, a 35-year-old. Those are the kind of transfers that are super unknown and under-respected now. Now, 40, 50 million pound transfers
Drop of a hat. Yeah,
drop of a
that's
hat.
fine.
It's crazy.
That's table stakes anymore.
The money for TV and all those things, Neymar especially.
Well, that's transfer stupid.
That is transfer stupid.
And that is our first one for the summer. We will be back a few more times in the silly season as the window heads to a shut as the Premier League season arrives. For Jack, Conrad, this has been the 45. Give us a subscribe and a like, and we'll tune into us next time as we hit the next round of stupid transfers.